Okay, so this is a video about um, pimento cheese. Yeah, pimento cheese. It's the best thing ever if you make it at home. Because I know if you tried it in the store, you probably don't have a good opinion of pimento cheese. Okay, because most pimento cheese you buy on the shelf is total shit. Okay, and it tastes like crap, and it's just unedible shit. Okay, so if you want to have good pimento cheese, then you need to go buy pimentos, an 8 ounce can, right? You need to buy what I prefer is pickled jalapenos to go in there with it. So pickled jalapenos and then uh, pimentos. And I do even parts because I like the jalapeno flavor. But what you do is you add the juice of the pimento juice inside from the can inside of your cheese. Just maybe half of it or however much you need. Start with just half and then add it more if you think you need it. And then what you do, and the other trick that you want to do is you want to get Velveeta cheese, right? The melty cheese that's in a block and it's not refrigerated. And take it and pull it out of its package because otherwise the wax on the inside will stick to the cheese and mess it up. Pull it out of its package, put it in a container, or put the foil back on it, then wrap it backwards and stick it in the freezer. Let it freeze overnight. So that way it's rock solid. And then you get your regular cheese, your regular block cheese. I like to use extra sharp block cheese, but you can use regular sharp cheddar, which is good. Depends on what kind of flavor you like. But I like the extra sharp. But the regular's good too. But yeah. Once your Velveeta is frozen, then you can stick it in your food processor. I suggest a food processor it's your best bet. You don't have to fuck around with it. Cheese grating because it's going to start melting in your hands. You really need a food processor or some type of mechanical um, mechanical cheese grater. I don't know. Up to you. But you run it through, and then you mix them both in a bowl, and you use Duke's mayonnaise. You have to use Duke's mayonnaise, okay? Because all the other mayonnaise have sugar in them, and it's just ridiculous. You don't really need the sugar in there. Sugar, it tastes good without sugar. And basically, you take the Duke's mayonnaise, you start mixing in, and go light and start mixing. Chop up your pimentos and chop up your jalapenos in tiny chunks. So you want all those spread evenly throughout the whole thing, as many chunks as possible, real small pieces, and then mix it all together and add as much mayonnaise as you need to your cheese. Keep stirring it until you got it pretty. You want it kind of dense, not too dense, but a little bit dense, not runny. Okay, but know that if you make it runny, it's going to sit up in the refrigerator. Once you put it in there, it's going to absorb. It's not good right off the bat. You got to let it sit in the refrigerator. That's the trick with it. Let it sit overnight. After it sits overnight, it'll be good. It'll be delicious. And actually, what I add to mine on top of that is I add a good amount of pepper, black pepper, and Lori's seasoning salt. And then I take Texas Pete and put a good amount of Texas Pete on it. Probably like 2 tablespoons of Texas Pete in my whole thing or more. A good amount of Texas Pete because the vinegar breaks down with the mayonnaise and acids and goes into the cheese and incorporates all the flavors. And it's just delicious. So, yeah. And this pimento cheese will be better than any pimento cheese you've ever had. You're going to be like, damn, this is fucking good. Especially if you use Duke's mayonnaise and don't use Miracle Whip or any other bullshit. You straight up Duke's mayonnaise because it's the best mayonnaise out there. I've done this with other mayonnaises that I found that didn't have any sugar in them. but their flavor blend is not as good as Duke's mayonnaise. Duke's just tastes better. So yeah, Duke's mayonnaise is the way to go with this. Get pickled jalapenos and pimentos, chop them all up, put it in there, black pepper, Lori seasoning salt. You know, you can use extra sharp cheese if you want to, a regular sharp cheddar cheese. And I use a little bit more br- real cheese, the brick cheese. I use about, let's say, if you had a whole stick, you use a whole stick of that's the same size. You know, I usually buy the biggest block of cheddar they have at Walmart, the big massive one, which is I don't know, big as fuck, but it's like $20 or some shit. But yeah, or it's like $12. I buy that shit because it's, and then I just take it and cut it in half and mix it with one whole block of Velveeta, and I make a huge batch of this shit, and I usually hand it out. But you can make a small batch. Just want to use about a little bit less Velveeta cheese than you'd use real cheese, because you want to have more real cheese flavor. That's the trick. Add a little bit more real cheese than the fake cheese, because obviously that's better. But the fake cheese is important because it absorbs and becomes more absorbs into the mayonnaise and all gets all the flavors. It's just better, trust me. But yeah, that's the way to make the best pimento cheese in the entire world. And if you don't agree with me, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me how you do it better, because you can't do it better than that. And I will get into a war with you in the comment section if you think you could do it better. Okay? And I know you could add lemon juice or fucking sugar. I'm not doing that because mayonnaise already has that in it. So, yeah. Don't really need to do that. Anyways, tell me what you think. Leave a thumbs up, leave a thumbs down, share, like, subscribe, do whatever you want. I love you all. Hope you all have a great day and enjoy this pimento cheese recipe because it's awesome. It's the best out there. And if you have pimento cheese any other way, it's just not any good. It's the only way to make it the right way. And super fine grade cheese if you can. It's better that way. It's a balance. Do your thing. Love you all. Till next time. Bye.